Good evening. The search for the successor to Coach Parceiro, the former Super Eagles coach, is on. And many people, as we said last week, about 500 applicants are jostling for the position. But today, one of the tests on who will succeed Parceiro was conducted last week. I mean, the match between the Super Eagles and Black Stars of Ghana. Coach Finidi George took the Super Eagles to Morocco against Black Stars, and he passed the test. Opone, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Opone, as we said last week, the successor of Coach Parceiro is on, and one of the applicants, Coach George Finidi, who was the understudy for Parceiro, took the Super Eagles to Morocco and beat the Black Stars by 2-1. As a matter of fact, the goals by the Black Stars was scored in the last minute through a careless penalty committed by Bright Osai. Opone, if there's, like I said in my introduction, the true test of who will succeed the Super Eagles, one of the tests was conducted under that match. Am I right or wrong?
Well, thank you for having me. It's a test. It's his first game. He's an interim coach now. It's 2 games. It's his first game. Let's not start shouting praises all over the place. Yeah, it's a test. He did well. He passed the first test. Let's leave it at that and move on. The good thing there is they gave the opportunity to a local coach, and the detractors of local coach now, I want to see what they'll be doing now, how their ass will be boiling where they're sitting.
Oh, then when the NFF says they are conducting perhaps they have 500 applications, they want to filter on who will be the next Super Eagles coach. Is there a better test than what Finidi did against the Black Stars to know who will be the successor? Is this a true test? Let's not a better test. Is it a valid test for Finidi?
A test is a test. But what we want to know is, we want to progress, we want to move forward, or we want to regress. Because taking 500 applications doesn't make any sense. Finidi has been there. You say understudy that guy.
For 2 years?
For 2 years. For 2 years you understudied that guy, and he was still coaching Enyimba. Why are you asking him to apply and putting him through all this? Give the guy the job. Let him use a relaxed mind to do the job. What else do you want the guy to prove?
Do you
give him the job?
Okay, opponent, are you sure that the NFF is sincere in asking people to apply, and they have 500 applications in front of them? Are you sure this is a sincere process?
I don't think that is a process. That is something else. Because asking people to apply to coach Nigeria, one of the best footballing nations in Africa, is shambolic. You don't do that in modern day. It doesn't happen anywhere. So asking me if they are sincere, from the bottom of my heart, I'll say no, they are not. They're up to something else.
Because?
They're up to something else. Why will you ask people to apply for Super Eagles job when you can spot 2 or 3 coaches you want and interview those coaches and pick one? Why 500?
Opponent, 2 years Parceiro was there. We have the technical committee, we have the technical director, and they know that they are not going to renew this guy's contract. Okay, maybe let's give it to them. They know that Parceiro's contract will expire after the Nations Cup. And what if they were being proactive? They would have used that period to say, well, in case we don't have this man or come back, let's begin to identify who will be the next coach, local or foreign. But they didn't do that. After 2 years, a substantive technical committee, and there's a technical director. They cannot identify one local or foreign, and they're telling people to put application. Is that a due process?
No, it's not. I think, let me put it this way. I think somehow they have Finidi in mind, but they don't want Finidi to feel too important. If I come from a different angle, they don't want him to feel too important. He was with Pastore for 2 years. He had the Enyimba job. He is contracted because he's still contracted to Enyimba. Now, if he's with Enyimba for 2 years, you use him to understudy Pasero. What are your intentions? He takes over from Pasero, right? Now, Pasero have finished his contract. He's going. You are not asking him to reapply, which means you don't want him to feel that big or important. You want the guy to come up, to look up to you, to come like asking and begging from you. It's not what they try to do to that guy is not fair.
One other thing that you also give to Finidi, in his first match, I thought he would be panic and use the team had to be a full-fledged pro team. He used one player, Tamino, a local player who plays for Enyimba Football Club of Aba. And the boy showed up creditably well in the defense, which shows that what we used to hear until recently, that there are no good players in the Nigerian local league, those claims are false. Just one of them. He played in the heart of defense, and he stood up well. You remember him, Tamino?
Now
He plays for Enyimba.
Now, for a while, we've been arguing, advocating for local coaches. Why do you think I personally is advocating for local coaches? You think because of the pay, they're going to pay them so they can get better money? No, not because of that. It's just because of what he just said. I am a recipient of youth football in Nigeria. Why I want local coaches is this. If we have local indigenous coaches, okay, they will look into our local league. Football is dead in Nigeria. Look at Super Eagles. When you hire foreign coaches, they only look at players that are outside. If you hire local coaches, they will go by the grassroots and start looking for players, which means players will be coming up from the local league. Like I said earlier in our previous segment, it will be easier when you have a local coach. He knows the players that are playing in the local league. He knows the coaches in the local league. Now it is his place to pick coaches in the four corners of Nigeria to scout for players for him. Look, you cannot take away that from our local coaches, because that is very, very important.
Maybe proponents of expatriate coach, as they call them, expatriate in quote. The reason why they say is that they want a coach that will turn the Super Eagles to world-class team, like Argentina or Brazil. What I saw on the 20, wasn't on Wednesday or Thursday that they played this match, is an offensive Super Eagles. I never knew that. I thought our offensiveness in terms of play is gone forever with Pasero. Let me tell you, the second goal was 5 passes from the goalkeeper to defender to the midfield straight to Kelechi Iheanacho to Iwobi to the final scorer, Lookman. 5. That's what we call attacking football. No waste of time. And one team does that in the international professionally. Real Madrid or Arsenal, they do that. But this is what Super Eagles did under Pesero. We didn't see that.
Well, when the Nations Cup was on, the other people were saying, we are predicting. They say they saw a vision that Nigeria is going to leave the trophy. Some pastors predict this. In our previous 2 segments ago, what did I say? When you hire a coach, you want to hire a coach to coach a country or a club. You look at the kind of players you have to hire. Don't just hire a coach, say, oh, this is a good. No. You look at what you have. What did I say? We need offensive coach to coach Nigeria based on the kind of players we have.
Is Finidi an offensive coach?
He's an offensive coach.
Not a defensive coach.
Finidi is not a defensive coach. See, Nigeria can defend. We know. All that sort of what Nigeria, we need an offensive coach. Why did I say that? If your strength is to attack, you have to build on that, which means the opponent knows if they push up too much,
We'll
you
kill
kill
them
them
through
at the
a
back. So
counter.
now, for all the time, they will be thinking to be using two, three more players backward, which means it makes your back line to be relaxed and play. This is not mathematics. It's not rocket science. It's what we know. It's what I've experienced, what I've seen, what I've gone through. I know it. The coaches I called before, when we say Finidi, Amunike, we are not saying it must be Finidi, it must be Amunike, but those names are just ringtones for others. We have the Boboyes, we have a lot of them. Nigeria need offensive coach.
Ofonye, I also think after the match, again, we have not seen Nigeria against Mali. Let's see, and I hope he does well. And if he doesn't do well, the proponents of expatriate coach will have another feed day. Say, well, we told you this guy can't play. But they do not give, for instance, let's debunk that argument. They do also not give the expatriate coaches the latitude of time to master the tactics. West Ham spent 5 years in Nigeria before he produced the 1994 team. Parceiro spent 2 years. So even if Finidi fails against Mali, that should not fairly be what they should use to judge him.
Well, we cannot say it's a failure. It's a process, right? It's a process.
Because I'm just assuming that if he loses against Mali,
irrespective of the outcome of the next game he plays, we know it's not a failure. But my point is this: Finidi right now is active. He's coaching the local league. Then you brought him to assist in the national team, which means he's active. His brain is functioning very well. It's active. We cannot be hiring coaches, people that are out of job for 2, 3, more than 2 years. No, those people like the coaches that can coach Nigeria. We need people that are active. Because see, like I said, football is not rocket science. You have to be involved all the time to know what is going on. It doesn't matter where you coach, whether local league, international. It doesn't matter.
It's like IT.
Yeah,
you leave IT.
You have to be involved because it evolves. It evolves. So people like, okay, now tell me, in world coaching, I'm not praising Finidi. I'm not praising any Nigerian coach. I'm not praising anybody. Right now, who do you want to bring to coach Nigeria?
Mourinho.
Say, Mourinho is a defensive coach. You don't need people like Mourinho. Mourinho is the 3rd, 4th grade right now in Europe. Klopp will not come to Nigeria.
Why not?
No, he will not, because he still want to coach. He still want to be in club side. He will not come to Nigeria.
Ancelotti.
No, he still will not want to come to Nigeria. He will still look for.
I'm just mentioning this name opponent from of argument. But we know we cannot pay them, or they won't even come.
Yeah,
because they can't stomach the nonsense going on in Nigerian football scene.
See, is it most national teams? Mostly, if you look at this, most top coaches are for retirees. When they want to stop coaching, they go start coaching.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned Mourinho. They have to bring Mourinho. You said
Mourinho is a defensive coach. Parceiro is a student of Mourinho.
Okay.
And if you go to the history, Mourinho is telling you Parceiro is his best friend in football. We don't want that. We need the Amunikes, the Boboyes, the Finidis, people who play attacking football.
Okay. Opponent, I watched George Finidi, his interview after the match. I need to make observation about that. George Finidi gave this interview. Perhaps the producer can bring that out.
And we felt he was doing so much running alone. So at least I wanted some other player to do that. That pair at least will help, So we could see once a player gets the ball, there's an opportunity for a pass, So we had to risk it somewhere, but we have to get something going forward.
Yeah, I mean, first win over Ghana in 18 years, and you are the man that did it. How does it feel for you?
I feel great. I feel happy for the players. I'm a coach. I just want to do my job. If we get victories like this, it will keep me happy. So I will keep pushing.
Looking forward to Mali?
Of course, we are here for 2 games. We'll see how we can get the best result in the next match.
Look at what George Finidi said after the after the match. But one thing I want to say about George Finidi is this. Don't show timidity if you want to get that job. I saw he was talking very meekish, very weak. A coach that wants to supervise the Super Eagles must be vibrant. A coach that wants to coach the Super Eagles must be friendly to the press. I have an example to that. One of the people who made West House succeed in Nigeria was Vanguard, led by Onoche Anibeze, who was following West House from Papenda to all these places. Onoche supported West House. West House courted the press. Bonfrey Joe did the same thing. Keshi was supported by the same Vanguard. If Finidi does not know the strategy to use to cut the press and speak tough, this job, he will not last there. If you are listening to me, please show good attitude. Finidi, dress well, make yourself important. And that's what we're saying. Make yourself important, be vibrant, cut the press. Otherwise, your opponents will run you out of town. Opponent, that's my take on that. What's yours?
You see, if you talk about Finidi, I've known Finidi for a long time. From Government Comprehensive High School, Borokiri, Junior NPA, Ajib, Sharks, Calvarova before he went to Ayers. Finidi is not that kind of aggressive guy. He's just a calm and a calculative guy. Yeah, we understand that. But the stake right now is high and is different. And I think his attitude needs to change a little bit. I agree with you. But as I tell you, I know this guy for a long time. He's a very calm guy. But with what is going on now, the stakes are high.
Seek the authorities in Abuja too.
Please, Finidi, what we're trying to say here is we all want a local coach to coach Nigeria. But we want you at least to be a little tougher. Because what is happening now is not something that you can take for granted.
According to what Nigerians say,
Yeah,
Finidi, no fall our hand.
So please, Finidi,
No fall our hand.
You can't fall our hand. We know you can do the job.
Yeah.
Doing the job is not a problem.
Platform Media International Sports officially today endorsed George Finidi for the Super Eagles job. Opponent, I want to thank you for coming to the program. And as usual, we unashamedly propose and insist that George Finidi should be made, or a local coach for that matter, should be made the next Super Eagles coach. I'm yours sincerely, Joe Ehizode. Opponent, thank you for coming, and hope to see you next time. Have a good night. Bye-bye.